In this video, I'm going to share with you a real session that I did with my friend. Now, I want to let you know that this is totally was in agreement with this friend. We're about to go really deep and go into really sensitive stuff, but she gave a full permission for this. So if it seems a little bit too much for you, I just want you to know that this has a full permission. So in this process, we're going to just go with whatever it is that her body brought up in the moment. And this is a step-by-step on how my session looks like, even though my session can look like a lot of different things and it can bring up like a million of different things and can go into millions of different directions. But this is what it brought up today in our session. And so I want to invite you to watch it and see if you were wondering what does it look like to work with me and, with doing energy healing with somatic guidance, which is kind of like a mix of IFS with somatic experiencing, but the foundation is really working with the chakras, like really working with the energy centers. So this is going to be a video where we're gonna go into what exactly it looks like. Maybe just start with a few deep breaths into your belly. Maybe like 3 deep breaths into your belly. And as you go back to your natural rhythm of breathing, I want to invite you to just notice your breathing. No need to fix or change, just noticing the pace, the depth. And I want to invite you to bring your attention to your body and just start scanning from your feet all the way up to your head, just slowly scanning and just inviting your body to, with intention, to just show you where is it that it wants you to go today. And just notice what's coming up. Maybe you'll notice sensations in different areas in your body. Maybe you'll notice feelings coming up. Maybe you'll notice images, memories. Maybe you'll hear a voice or a sentence coming through. Just be open to just notice what's coming up, what feels like it wants your attention. And whenever you notice something, let me know what you notice.
I feel like I'm suffocating. I have some headache here.
The suffocating, is it in your throat area? And then a headache on the right side. So between how much do you feel the suffocating on a scale from 1 to 10?
5.
Okay. And then your head, how much do you feel that on a scale from 1 to 10?
2.
Okay. So the suffocating feels stronger. And maybe just a quick scanning. Is there anything else you're noticing in your body?
Just the tightness there, the shoulder.
Yeah. And how much do you feel that from 1 to 10?
7.
Okay. So, because it's the biggest, the highest number, we're gonna go with that. And just see what else is here. I know we went into it last time, but we're just gonna see what else is here, and maybe it's changed a little bit. Maybe there's a different things that wants to come through with that. So I want to invite you to bring your attention into the sensation in your left shoulder there. And see if you're noticing, if you can feel any shape that it has, if it has any shape to it. Maybe it feels like a shape, maybe you see a shape, maybe there's a shape that just kind of pops in your head when you feel into it.
No, but I'm feeling pain here.
Okay. So the pain that you're feeling in your neck, do you notice if it has any texture to it? Does it feel sharp? Does it feel more like energy flowing? Does it feel rough? Does it feel smooth? If you really connect with that sensation, what do you feel like the texture is?
Like stone.
Okay. And the stone, is it like round stone, or is it more like a oval, ellipsa, or like block kind of thing?
You can say oval.
Oval, okay. And do you notice what's the color of this stone? Do you notice a color that pops in? Does it feel like a color, or do you see a color?
Gray.
Gray. Okay. Do you notice if this stone is more smooth or more rough on the outside?
It's kind of smooth, but it has cracks.
Okay, beautiful. So, is it okay if I touch you? Okay. So you're saying it's here, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want to invite you to, first of all, check in with your body. How do you feel in your body? How do you feel toward this stone?
Nothing.
So is it like more like neutral or like numb to it?
No.
Numb, okay. So I want to invite you to imagine or visualize that you're sitting on a little bench next to this stone. And you're now trying to feel its energy. You're trying to like feel its vibe. Like what's the energy or the vibe that you get off of this stone? Almost if it was a character. What is this stone is feeling in this moment?
I have nothing.
Do you feel like it's more like cold stone, like apathetic, or does it feel like it's afraid, or does it feel like it's just there kind of thing?
Yeah, just there.
Just there. So how do you feel about getting to know this stone a little bit? Like it may have some information for you, maybe even some guidance. How do you feel about getting to know it and see what it has for you?
I'm open.
Okay. So as you're sitting on a little bench next to it, I want to maybe first invite you to like almost like before we even talking to it or trying to communicate with it, like opening up energetically, like almost sending the energy of like, I'm curious about you. I want to get to know you. I want to know what you have for me, kind of thing. And as you're sending that energy to the stone, I wanted to invite you to really notice any subtle shifts. If you're noticing any shift with the stone, if you're starting to feel something from it, or is it still not responding in any way?
And what happened for me was that every time I said I feel pain somewhere and we talked about it, then it subsided. So now I don't feel the stone as much. but I still feel the tension on my left. And the stone was like, go like down.
Right, lower.
Yeah.
Like more like here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a nice thing when we communicate with these different parts of us, that like sometimes it'll communicate by sending us to a different place with a feeling in the body, not necessarily with like a message or like a voice.
Mm.
So when you connect with this part like a little lower, what do you notice there in terms of like the feeling of that? Like what's the texture of the feeling there? Like
It's tight, it's red.
red and tight. And do you notice if it has any shape to it?
No, it's like a stain on a heat map.
Mm. Stain on a heat map?
Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
You know, it's like red, but you have also yellow and green around it.
Yeah, definitely. And how do you feel anything in your body toward this?
I hate it.
You hate it, okay. Where do you notice the feeling of hate in your body when you say it?
It was a sharp pain in my head on the left.
In your head on the left?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a sentence stem to complete just intuitively, kind of what's coming up. So if I was the hatred, and if I could speak and say anything to this, what I would say is...
You're ruining my life.
Mm. And just giving it space. Just really giving that part space to like express this hatred. And we're not like going to remove the hatred, we're just gonna include it to whatever it is that is happening here, whatever it is that's arising in here. So I want to invite you to almost like visualize this hatred that's coming up in your head is like almost like a little kid, and you just like there holding it with both of your arms, just allowing it to be here. And if that feels a little tight and like it feels like there's not much space, so I want to invite you to imagine or visualize like your container is like expanding. So it's almost like you're expanding your awareness, so there's more space to that feeling and also this feeling and any other feeling that is here. And we're going to go back to the feeling here and see if the hatred feel like the same or if it shifted a little bit.
Yeah, it relaxed.
Mm. Beautiful. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get a little closer to this and see what it has for you. And if there's any other part that is coming up, if there's resistance or fear or anxiety or anything else that is coming up on the way to it, there's space and room for all of them. So just, bring it up and we're going to work with whatever is here. So I want to invite you to imagine or visualize that you're sitting on a little bench next to this red stain right here. And now you're trying to feel its energy, like almost what's the vibe that you get off of it? What do you think this part here, what do you think he feels or she feels like?
Exhausted.
Mm.
Tired.
Mm.
Bitter.
Mm.
Like it can't let go.
Mm.
That's how it feels. It feels like I'm doing this, but I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, definitely. So just giving that space, you know, as you noticing, okay, this is how it feels. This is how this part feels. It feels exhausted. It feels like it can't let go. And see if it shifted something in you with the way you feel toward it. It's okay if not. Or just kind of a little check if do you feel a little different toward it.
I don't know how to help it.
That you want to help it, but you don't know how. Yeah. So why don't we get a little closer to it and just see, maybe it can tell you how you can help it. So I want to invite you to come a little closer energetically to him and to this part of you, to this stain. I don't know if it's him or her or neutral, but I want to invite you to ask it the first question. And maybe starting right there, maybe is there a way I can help you? Is there a way I can support you? And when you wait for an answer, you're not, first of all, you don't go and search for an answer. You just imagine you lean back and you just allow whatever is arising. Maybe it'll be a memory from childhood. Maybe it'll be an image of something. Maybe it'll be a voice, a message, a sentence. Maybe you feel a feeling in a different place in your body. Or maybe you just kind of receive a download. So just asking it, is there a way I can support you? Maybe saying, I really want to support you, if that feels true for you. And is there a way I can support you? Just see what's rising.
You're saying rest, and then I'm saying, okay, but we were in bed 5 hours yesterday, even more. Like, that just makes it worse.
So did you say, like, okay, we were 5 hours in bed yesterday, so I feel like I am resting. So what exactly do you mean when you say that?
And it doesn't want to carry all the weight all the time.
What weight? Ask it.
Life. Everything.
Maybe asking it, why do you carry all the weight?
Because if I don't, no one else will. And then we collapse.
Who told you that?
I just know.
Maybe ask it, where did you come from originally? And just see what's arising, in what form.
I just hear the word mom. I feel more pain here.
Maybe ask it, is there anything that you want to teach me in this, of why you came here?
Said you need me to protect you.
It said it needs to protect you?
Yeah.
From what? Ask it.
Saying it's holding everything together.
Is there anything that you feel like you want to tell it or ask it? Can be anything.
Asking it, how can I give you rest? And then it tells me just less responsibility. But that's kind of impossible.
So why don't you tell it it's kind of impossible, and maybe even explain to it why it's impossible, and just see what he says.
saying go to Thailand, go live a better life. And then I'm saying, yeah, but I can't, like, responsibilities again.
So we're gonna like take a break with this part, but we're still with it. But I wanna ask you to bring your attention to your heart and just see, like, how does your heart feel right now?
I don't feel it.
You don't feel anything?
Mm.
Hmm. Do you feel my finger on your chest? Okay. So I want to invite you to, from my finger, to track what's underneath my finger. And just really track it layer by layer. And see if you can feel something if you're tracking it layer by layer after you feel my finger, just going deeper inside.
I feel that suffocation again.
Suffocation?
I'm so morbid. I hope you know that.
What does that mean?
Morbid because I got it. You know, like everything's dark. So yeah, I really feel that.
Just really slowing down, like really allowing yourself to feel the pressure and the suffocation. And I want to actually invite you to, we're not like canceling that, but we're just going to continue to explore what else is there. So we're just gonna go layer deeper to the suffocation and just exploring what's underneath that.
I don't feel suffocation anymore.
What do you feel now in your heart?
Cold.
Is this cold sensation, does it feel nice or does it feel uncomfortable or pretty neutral?
It's neutral, leaning towards nice.
Leaning towards?
Nice.
So what we're gonna do is, you don't have to open your eyes, but on the left side of this room in the top, there is a, it's gonna sound weird to you, but let's just try it, okay? There's a white light that is basically unconditional love that I work with, you know, in sessions. So if you are okay with it, to allow it to come to your heart, and I'll help you with it, but of course it's not just me, it's you too, allowing it to come in and visualizing it coming in. So how does that feel to you? How does that sound?
Let's do it.
Okay, so yeah, just imagine, just visualize this white light of unconditional love coming into your heart. You don't have to go and pull it, just kind of stay open energetically to allow it. And if you're noticing it's a little too much, just let me know. What do you notice in your heart?
I feel your love.
Do you feel like you have some, can you feel some love in your heart now?
I feel some numbness, but I feel a lighter energy for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, something floating inside.
Mm. Inside where?
Whatever I see with my eyes closed.
Mm. How does it feel?
Lighter.
Okay. How does this feel here? Your neck, your shoulder?
Less tense a little bit.
So I want to invite you to just like almost like picture or visualize, if you can, like your heart. And just like imagine it's like a wall of energy, like in your heart. And see if you can feel it. How big do you feel like it is? Like maybe, yeah, like what if you can feel that? Can you feel the ball of energy in your heart?
Yes, I see it, I guess.
What color is it?
It's like fire, but around it there's like blue fire.
Blue fire.
But the core is red, but not red, you know what I mean?
Like pink?
Yeah, like something in between.
Okay, so it's like pink and
something hot with blue fire.
Okay. And what's the size of that?
It's like a ball. Okay.
Like a tennis ball? Okay, yeah. So, and how much do you feel it on a scale from 1 to 10?
I just see it.
Okay.
But I see it clearly.
Can you feel it in your chest or you can't?
I can't. Do I not have a heart? I can't.
That's
feel
okay.
a heart.
That's okay. I mean, you know, I feel like whenever we have like a lot of trauma, like it's a lot of times for safety we kind of cut the cords from the heart to the feeling, so it's like really makes sense that that happens. I had the same thing for many years too.
Yeah.
But it's good because seeing it is the first, I mean, it's a good beginning, or it's a good step, because you are starting to connect with something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even if you just see it, I want to invite you to try to like almost invite it to go bigger, like make it bigger. It doesn't, you don't have to do something, I mean, just like intentionally like make it bigger and just see if it's able to get a little bigger.
No, it's like sending beams of light to the top, and it's purple fire.
To the top, to your head, towards your head?
To
Oh, this
up,
way,
yeah.
out, okay. And it's purple. Beautiful. We're gonna check in on it. So we still didn't forget, and what we're doing with the heart is not instead, it's adding it. We're just exploring, we're gonna go back and forth. So I want to invite you to allow it to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and just notice what's happening.
It's just a lot of beams going up to the sky.
So it goes really far out, all the way to the sky? Does it go also behind you and below you and above you, or just that way?
Just that way.
Okay. So we're just gonna pause and allow it to continue to grow. Just allow it to continue to grow, and just we're gonna come back to it. But we're gonna check with your shoulder and see how does it How does it feel now on a scale from 1 to 10? And I want to invite you to ask it, how does it feel about this heart energy that's coming out right now?
It's pretty neutral about it. And it's because I can't feel it, I just see it.
How do you know it's your heart when you can just see it, not feel it?
I assume.
Does that feel like, do you have a sense, like an intuition that it's your heart, or like where does the assumption coming from?
Because we started with the heart and then it grew to this. So I'm assuming that we'll still with the heart. How do you normally feel your heart?
How do you know?
How do you normally feel your heart?
For me, I'll just like feel like tingling sensations in my heart. I'll feel like energy, like, you know, like it's almost like explosion of like energy that I'll feel in my heart. It's like, you know what I mean? It's almost like energy orgasms almost. It's like, feels like that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I used to not be able to feel that at all. So if you don't feel your heart and you can only see it, what do you feel in your chest if you don't feel your heart?
Suffocation.
If you really connect with that feeling of the suffocation, do you notice what's the texture of it or the color of it?
I legit just see a hand holding onto something and like squeezing it. It can be the heart, it can be a lung, something like that. I told you, it's hard for me to feel into my body. I'm more seeing here.
That makes a lot of sense. You know, considering, you know, what I know about you and what you've told me, like, it makes sense that you're not, like... I mean, and also, like, I feel like it's such a common thing in our society in general. Like, we got so disconnected from our bodies. And also a lot of people that are coming here, like, feel disconnected from their bodies like that. So, you know, it's a very common thing. And it takes like a slow, you know, step by step to like start, because it's like you feeling the suffocation is also something. Like it starts somewhere, right? Like it's not like I mean, even feeling numbness is something. It's like if I feel numb and I can feel the numbness, that's something already.
True.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so then it's like, you know, just like layer by layer by layer with like patience and love and just like care and just like, you know, and whatever's just giving space to everything that's coming up, you know? And so to me, I think it's amazing that you're able to see your heart, because like there's have you ever seen your heart like that? So it's like there's a connection that is happening today, like now, with you, with your heart. Maybe you don't feel it yet, but you're at least able to see it. And that's a huge thing, you know? And also like with your heart, like for you, the fact that you're feeling suffocation, you're feeling something, you know? It's like, that's like how we start, and then going deeper and deeper and just like seeing what else is there and what this suffocation has for you, and what's the message that this one has for you. And it's like a lot of like kind of like going back and forth and like allowing whatever is here, because I feel like with this the message is pretty clear, right? Is that clear for you? Yeah. And so like I do feel like for me, like when I connect with this and like where we getting into with this here, I do feel like opening the heart could be very beneficial. Like really starting to open the heart and like really starting to like send that energy of the heart to this part, but not to change it or fix it, but just like to really like show this part that you're here. That however, it's like first like, okay, let's open the heart, like let's see what this, you know, what this looks like, and then slowly go here, you know. And you know, I do feel like there's something here, the fact that it's red too, it's related to root chakra, which is safety, you know, safety, security, stability. So it is, if we go a little bit deeper, is definitely associated with root chakra. So a couple of things I would say, because I always tell like everybody that are coming here, I always say like, you know, obviously there's a lot of work that's happening in this session, but like most of the work is actually going to be you doing it on your own, you know, once you come out of this session, like once you go back into your everyday life. So number one, I would say for you, like specifically, is I would say like really every day for 5 minutes, even in the morning or in the evening, whenever, just like allowing yourself to feel your heart, whatever is there, whether if it's suffocation, whether if it's numbness, just like really focusing on your heart. What I really like to do is I like to put my fingers on my heart and I'll close my eyes and I'll just like feel what's under my fingers. And then I'll like try to see how deeper I can go under my fingers, how deeper I can go under my fingers. So that's one thing. But the other thing in terms of intention, in terms of like making a statement, I would really bring it down to the root. Because if like this part of your body like is trying to hold on and keep you safe, it's not this part of the body's job. This is not his job, like this part. This is the job of the root chakra. And it's just like the fact, whenever I see red stuff up here, you know, sometimes one time I saw, you know, one of my clients had a fear in the chest that is red. It's like, oh, this is not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be down there. And so the way that you would start practicing it is starting to set an intention, and it would look something like this. My intention is to balance and heal my root chakra, specifically my sense of safety. And you can add my sense of safety and security, whatever. And just starting to make that intention like imagine, like, you know how like when you start dating someone and you're like super excited about them, you can't stop thinking about them, you have a crush on them, like kind of like something like this with this intention, like every day, all day in the back of your head, like my intention is to balance and heal my root chakra, specifically my sense of safety and security. And what it does, basically, this is the powerful thing when we work with energy, because sometimes most of the work is when you just set an intention. And then from there, everything else will kind of fall into place. It will lead you to where you need to go. But it's like you setting the intention is like the first step for you to actually open that door. Like you telling the universe, you're telling your higher self, you're telling your inner child, you're telling, you know, your body, your physical body, you're telling your soul, you're telling your mind, you're telling everything about the universe, everything, energy. You're saying, you're making a statement. My intention is to balance and heal my root chakra, specifically my sense of safety and security. And then if you want to take it a little like layer deeper, then you add different practices for roots. So different foods that you can eat for root chakra, you know, different, I don't know if you have like, I don't know if like you have certain crystals you can put around, or maybe like buying a bracelet for a certain crystal. Maybe when you wear red, you know, like red shirt or whatever red, like you just like adding that intention. Or if you go to the gym, I know you work out a lot, so, you know, go to the gym or go for a walk, you just bring that intention as you work out. So when you work out, because the root chakra is a very physical, I mean, all of the three first lower chakras are very physical. They're very associated with this physical realm. So exercising is very, very physical. It's the most physical thing that there is, right? Like you're exercising your body. So like having that intention as you go into your workouts is really powerful, because you're really like integrating that within your energetic body, which then once you like start to integrate that into your energetic body, then it will like bleed, or in other words, bleed is not the right word, but it's gonna move into your emotional body and your mental body, and then to your physical body. Because once you're, if you're making this solid and strong, your root, then this will feel like, okay, I can relax. Like now the root is doing its job, I can relax.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you have any?
A lot like in emotions and stuff. Like good balance, good roots, meaning good beliefs, good foundation. Yeah.
Definitely good foundation. Like you, it's like I always say, like it's like when you work on the tree, you can't just focus on the leaf. You can't just like water the leaf. If the roots have problems, we have to go and take care of the roots in order to make the entire tree like healthy and vibrant.
Yeah.
You know, and the problem in our society is that most people on planet Earth, probably all people on planet Earth, those two are being hijacked.
Yeah.
Those two energy centers. Even if you didn't do anything, you're born in a great family, all of that, they're being hijacked already. So just imagine how much, you know, when someone has more and more trauma, even if you didn't have that much trauma, it's still going to be hijacked.
Yeah.
And if you're someone who had trauma, can you imagine how much more, כאילו? ואז כאילו, like, the layers of that, like, I mean, as Jewish people, like the trauma that we carry as Jewish people, like the race, as a race, it's all there. And then as human, it's all there, you know? As you know, your childhood, your lineage. Honestly, sometimes even when I sit down, if I work with a specific energy center, if I sit down to work on my laptop, I'll like sit and I'll have this intention in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
And I'll just like kind of like have really think about it and really bring that intention forward.
Yeah, I need to walk more with intention. Like
it's really powerful. I mean, intention is like, honestly, I feel like intention is most of the work. Because once you have an intention, everything else will lead you there.
Yeah, it's channeling.
Kilo, you know?
Yeah.
Pidyuk.
Yeah.
Like it's all gonna lead you there. Like all of a sudden you're gonna run into someone, you're gonna run into something, you're gonna run into an event, and it's like because you put that intention in the energy field, and then you just everything is kind of coming to you, you know.
Yeah.
And this is, to me, that's what I'm saying. Like, oh my gosh, like it's very simple. Like when we actually want to balance our energy, it's like, yeah, I mean sometimes it's really uncomfortable, but it's like it's in terms of how it's very simple. It's simple.
Yeah.
It's not like a complicated thing now, you know? So, how do you feel? I know you still feel a little, but...
It feels better.
But yeah, I feel like it's gonna be like
a
while, and like really you strengthening your roots and opening your heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very interesting sensations I felt when you were like doing all this stuff. I did feel energy running through my body. It felt almost like I'm in between being awake and dreaming in a way.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
Thank you so much for watching. After watching this, if you feel like you are feeling curious, if you feel like this is something that maybe could really help you on your journey, I want to invite you to check in the description below, check my link. There's a free discovery call where you can book a free discovery call to talk about where you're at and what do you want to get out of your life. What is it that you want to work on? It could be a certain blockages that you have in your life, like a certain trauma, generational trauma, childhood trauma that you want to work with. But it can also look like, what does it look like for me to step into my purpose? What does it look like for me to come back into my true essence of who I am? What does it look like for me to have clarity of where I'm going on my path? So all of this, we're talking the chakras, 7 main chakras. So actually there's a free chakra guide that I created, and it's free. So feel free to grab it in the description below, because everything in this guide is things that we could work with. And literally everything, because everything that's in our chakras, it's things that we could work with in the sessions. And that's why I'm saying it can look like a lot of different ways, a lot of different things. I take clients in person here in Austin, Texas. However, most of my clients are actually on Zoom, and it's really powerful when we're even doing it online too. So even if you're not someone who is in Austin, Texas, then this work can really work. Energy work beyond time and space. If you feel the nudge, if you feel the pull, if you feel like this curiosity in your body, I want to invite you to listen to the call and check out the link in the description below, as well as my website in the descriptions below. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching again, and I hope you have an amazing day.